these earthquakes in Nepal have also revealed Himalayan fault lines. And is North India really ready to, in a sense, face any such earthquake perhaps in the future? Joining me on the program tonight, I'm joined by Dr. Atindra Kumar Shukla, an earthquake expert and former Deputy Director General of Earthquake Risk Evaluation Center. Also with me, live from Kathmandu, Yuvraj Ghimre, a senior journalist. Many thanks, gentlemen, for joining us on the show. Going across to you first, Mr. Ghimre, what is the situation in Nepal? I'm sure there's shock and mourning because 140 people have been killed in this absolutely devastating earthquake. A number of such earthquakes have been reported in the past, but I'm sure this came as a shock.
Well, the latest information is 157 people have lost their life. Okay. And almost equal number are injured, getting treatment in various hospitals. But the full extent of the loss and damage caused is yet to be known because of the isolation of the place and bad road conditions. The search and rescue operation in the night that will start only tomorrow. But there is a sense of gloom. One good thing is the government agencies are carrying out the search operation in a very effective and coordinated manner, and medical services are available despite the place being very remote.
Absolutely. And, you made an important point there that this happened in a rural and isolated area, and perhaps the infrastructure there was not ready to cope with an earthquake of this magnitude. But going across to you, Dr. Atindra Kumar Shukla, this earthquake and multiple such earthquakes in the past, particularly in the past 1 year, they've revealed the Himalayan fault lines, and also with tremors being felt in North India. Do you think North India is ready for, are our buildings and homes earthquake safe? Do you think it's a time to rethink our disaster management or earthquake strategy going forward? Because we've seen that all our neighbors, particularly Nepal and also Afghanistan, are vulnerable to earthquakes.
Yeah, as you told that it's really vulnerable because this is our two plate lines, in which one is India is there and other Nepal and China are there. They are colliding. So because of this collision, lot of there are fault line systems. They are capable of producing high magnitude earthquakes. Even 8 magnitude earthquakes are expected in some part of the Nepal region. Regarding the preparation, it's a very as we have seen in the previous earthquake, and we are seeing in the present also, a lot of damage has been taken place in this, even because of this is in remote place. And the population was less. Had this earthquake could have occurred in this urban area, populated area, a lot of destruction could have been taken place. A lot of houses could have been crushed, life could have gone. So it's very difficult to say. Yeah, I mean to say, I can say that, in fact, for relief and rescue operation to start immediately after that is okay. We are ready for that. We can send the rescue team immediately. But regarding this mitigation process, because we know that earthquakes do not kill the people, buildings do. So buildings is the only culprits. And we are not ready for that. Even in the capital, Delhi, where we are sitting, a lot of presumption, and even the government agencies are expecting that even 90-95% houses are not built properly as per the building codes. So it's a very difficult position if such big earthquake occur in Delhi. Of course, Delhi, the epicenter cannot be of this magnitude earthquake. But even if it occur in Himalaya, as I have told in the seismic gap, there it is a possibility of occurring earthquake of 8 magnitude earthquake. It's a lot of damage could take place in this.
And you made an important
Delhi
point also that, had this earthquake, this particular earthquake that we're discussing, had this happened in an urban area, it could have caused much more devastation because it was in an isolated area, perhaps the destruction was lesser. But Mr. Ghimre, coming on the point of, infrastructure and infrastructural readiness, because we all remember that absolutely horrifying earthquake in Nepal back in 2015. After that, what are the measures that the government has taken? Because what happens in India's neighborhood is extremely important to us and it affects us as well.
After 2015 years, not much has been done, except perhaps rehabilitating and reconstruction of some of the damage, infrastructure and all. That's what the government has done. Yes, the other thing is Jajakot and Rukum West and all that. They are hilly areas, naturally thin population density. So in that, like loss of human life and property was less. And I guess the people who have suffered, the people who lost their lives, are injured, mostly women, elderly people and children, because the young people, they have not, most of the villages, rural areas in Nepal are devoid of young or youths because they are, in urban areas or Middle East countries in search of jobs and all that.
Right.
But I don't think much has been done except what the international donors promised, and they built some hospital, rebuilt hospital, schools, buildings and all that. Not much has been done after 2015.
So not much has been done, as you're saying, and there should have been perhaps a long-term solution already in place after 2015. I mean, it's been almost 8 years since that absolutely horrific earthquake happened in Nepal. But Dr. Shukla, the last word to you. There are multiple studies that also point out that there's perhaps a climate change link to the rising number of earthquakes, particularly in this part of the world. In the, as you said, the Himalayas are, of course, the entire Himalayan region is vulnerable to earthquakes. So do you see that climate change link as well, as far as these rise in deadly earthquakes is concerned?
No, I don't think the climate change is affecting this earthquake, because the source of earthquake, the process of earthquake is entirely different from this. The climate change is taking place. Climate change is taking place because we are uprooting the tree, etc., and the activity happening in the surface of our earth. But the source, the process where the earthquake starts is in the below the ground level, where this climate change cannot be affected.
Having said that, Dr. Shukla, the point also is that because there's increasing urbanization, and because, town planning is done a certain way, perhaps the destruction and the impact of the earthquake is more. That is what I meant. I mean, of course, as you said, that perhaps the link between climate change and earthquake cannot be established, but increasing urbanization, how we plan our towns and cities, that is very important as far as the impact of earthquakes is concerned.
Yeah. I fully agree, because we are not properly planning, as I have told in my earlier, in that we are not prepared. We are not even, because we have the building codes are already there. And as I have told, that earthquake do not kill the people. So we nuksan, whatever this damage occurs because of the building. So we are not properly, even as I have mentioned, even in capital, where all these facilities, all these institutions, all these areas are there, we are not prepared for this one. So naturally, and because of this urbanization, that risk is increasing day by day as population is going, and we are not wrong town planning, etc. That certainly increase about the risk of the vulnerability of this because of the earthquake.
So essentially, a rethink as far as the disaster management strategy is concerned is required, and long-term solutions, as both of you have pointed out, long-term solutions is really the key to solving this particular problem. And those visuals of the destruction and devastation in Nepal, absolutely shocking, and we must also be concerned. Thanks so much, gentlemen, for joining us at 8 o'clock tonight.